woman, Elizabeth Taylor, passed away today. I don't know if everybody knows, but she did. And so I did a quick little haiku for her. Suddenly, this spring, bright violet eyes closed, dulled gems fell like tears. Never return my phone call. Okay.
Yeah, Cathy.
Hi, I'd like to take a question from the audience now. Thank you.
Are those real?
Are these? No, they're plastic. They're all took all the good jewels. That's just all plastic. Now we will descend on her like zombies. Anyways, so here we go. Here's from my first chapbook. You Make Me Sick, the Love Poems of Tits McGee. That day that you finger banged me by the Snapple machine in the Angel Center, I thought we were forever. That morning when I woke with your cock in my mouth, I thought, feet too warm. That evening that we made ass love in the urinal at the Whiskey Saigon, I heard wedding bells echoing off porcelain. And that Christmas, when your sister actually gave me an orgasm, I realized what a piece of shit you were. Shit, piece, you. Thank you. Let's do a couple ones there. Sorry, I'm just gonna do that. Oh no, that's fine there. I'm just gonna move everything around. There we go better. No mind it. Okay, perfect. Much better. Hi. I wanted to do a couple neighborhood poems. This one occurred at the 24-hour Golden Griddle. Some of you might have frequented it. Shampoo ad hair falls around you like strong chocolate arms. I am caught in your brown orbits. She plays viola in an all-gay orchestra. I play viola. We're perfect. We smile and touch hands just a few hundred feet from the washroom where years ago I was choked until I passed out. I want to be the sweet person she sees right now. We're having breakfast after dancing all night. Finally, the question falls out of the mouth I had just been in. Are you gay? Bye, I answer, unable to lie, even though it probably means I will never know the smell of her. In that instant, I see my image dull. The eggs between us grow cold. Thank you. And here's another one that happened just down the street. It's called Church and Gerard. What happens at 4 a.m.? Mansour, I know you've abandoned me by falling asleep in your van again. And there's no cell phones to be had, and there's no calling you, and the knife I keep hidden, it comes out of my shoe. At 4 a.m., the hookers, they're nowhere to be found. They've all stopped calling out, "Hot dog girl!" because they just like the sound. They've stopped ordering sausages from the back seats of cars. They've stopped enduring the yelling and then spilling from bars. I've stopped counting the minutes between tricks for the pregnant one and wondering how a fetus between you can be any fun. The pimps, they're all gone too, boo-hoo. They've all stopped telling me how I could hook too, how I could go to Hawaii, how if I get knocked up that they'll clean out inside me. Don't I want better money than this? Don't I want to start each evening with a kiss? But I think that if I do that I'll just end up with this hula girl charm on my wrist. And I'll just lie back and watch it sway as I get fucked but never kissed, that I will lose so much time like this, that I'll probably die like this, that I'll be identified like this. Mansour, that weird guy Vernon, I swear he's still just down the street, having robbed that store. He's dressed so neat. He was staring at me like he was just at my grave. I used to calm his rant and his rave. Now I'm just hoping that they'll catch him and put him away. You can't make street friends who steal and cry every day. And Jimmy, my schizo giant, he's wandered and never returned, my sweet bodyguard. He shaves his head so much it looks burned. He jumps up screaming when I say crocodile there, and he lays back down when it's alligator there. He streams a litany of paradoxes, poetic monologues on soapboxes, happily drinks all of my pop, and he worries for me so that I can stop. It's 5 a.m. now, and I'm falling asleep with hundreds of dollars shoved under my feet. If only I'd gone home with that sweet drunk dyke who said she'd double me home on her bike. Maybe she'd be surrounding me right now with sex like art and make me believe that I am too smart to fall asleep behind your fucking goddamn hot dog cart. The sun splatters onto the street as I breathe in the fumes of propane and day-old meat. And somewhere else you snore in your van, and somewhere else I fall asleep again. Thank you. I think there's a lot of people here who like hot dogs, so I wanted to keep on that theme.
Wieners.
Does anybody here like hot dogs?
Wieners.
Okay. Sorry, I don't have any. It's called Late Night Knife Fights. It's something that happened the morning after waking up in a house with David Bateman, who is here tonight. Uh-oh. Late Night Knife Fights. I'm woken by the need for Tylenol, morning sex, and coffee. Our New Orleans digs only had the pills, and I can always eat a hot dog instead of cock. Does it really matter that one is made of lips and assholes and the other one just comes into contact with these things? I lurch into the Circle K where I know there's a coffee and a spicy hot dog rolling around like a hooker on a tanning bed. I find my dirty princess and I slide her into a bun, smother her in ketchup. Then I notice the finger dangling on the hand of the man yelling at me about the late night knife fights. I tell him to go to the hospital. I flop his finger back on the stump. It looks happier there. I wrap it with napkins. No, bubbles out of him. Like everyone else here, he's terrified of the police. I hold his hand up over his heart. Let him know he'll pass out soon. He says he just wants to be free, says he'll never go back to prison, then lopes away, my makeshift bandage falling to the floor in a wake of drunk. I look down at my hot dog, the gore of it, the violence of it, amputation in a bun. Am I tough enough to eat it? I force myself. Fat squirts into my mouth. Do I detect Chipotle? How lovely is that? I win this one, Circle K. Now, because I really love theater and I really love myself, here's a poem about those two things together. It's called A Play About Me, a tragicomedy in 700 sex acts. Do you have 15 hours? No. If someone wrote a play about me, it would be long and voluptuous. If they wrote a play about me, there would be a scene where the headlights would be snapped off as I sped along a desert road with a reckless man. If they wrote a play about me, the pages would be crumpled and sweaty. If they wrote a play about me, there would be a hermaphrodite character that would endlessly fuck itself and feel fine about being rude to everybody. If they wrote a play about me, the cast would at first find it funny and then get really uncomfortable and upset and think that it was actually depressing. If they wrote a play about me, the setting would be described as a valley town nestled harmoniously between two generous mountains that smell faintly of an urgent nature. So I would advise you to write a play about me or spend a life wondering if Ed Mirvish would have called. Of course you can't now. Somehow it keeps going down and going up. I don't know. What now? Oh! one's called ham sweat. If I were to take a giant piece of ham and carve a man out of it, it would look like you. Your fingers, sausage large, your brow a furrowed swab, your fat-lined nose plunging downward. We meet outside your house. You ask me for something and I help. My hand ends up in yours and I am smitten with your smell, your stench, your core. I want to bottle you and hand you over to perfumers so they can scrape your skin and share you. The world would become an apocalyptic porno. Hearts and hard-ons would burst, backs would break, pelvises would snap. The word lube would be removed from the dictionary. Your sublime scent has me trolling past your door, trying, dying to shape that meaty cut of a hand of yours just so I can puff my palm all the way home. Somehow, I'm too embarrassed to ask you if you're wearing something. But I think that the only answer to this question would be found inside of your careful bungalow, behind your gleaming eyes, your retirement lawn, and your white spoon collection. But I keep coming back. You see, I'm neglecting my old haunts, my junkie pleading at glass counters, my dressing up like a rag doll so that they'll think I'm nouveau riche and hand over the samples. I even stopped going on the subway, though the days were stifled sweat. You see, I've found my muse, and it's not Armani, Ford, Miyake, or Klein. Now, if only my stenched ham of a man were at least 40 years younger? Oh, well, maybe this is all just wrapped up in grandpa fetish, my endless searching for these kind men that I never knew. I used to draw a dream grandpa, sitting in a Baroque chair with a long robe and his long legs delicately crossed. I don't know why I need my dream grandpa to be gay. Maybe I wished I'd never been born. And then one day it happens, the end of Muse. A handshake too long and a $5 bill is pressed into my palm. I politely decline, but my wrist is grabbed so hard that the blood to my fingers stops. I wrench away from intoxicating odor. It's over. My loss is 5 senses large. My grief is wrapped up in aromatic memory like prosciutto. Only $5? Fuck you, Grandpa, in your fucking Baroque chair. Now I'm going to play this off, so I need to borrow somebody's chair. Your chair. Maybe the other way, though. So I'm going to yell. This is a little short piece. It's sort of crafted around the wonderful opera Madame Butterfly, and which I don't know if everybody knows the story, but I'll sum it up really quickly. It's about an American soldier who goes to China during the war and knocks up this woman, and then comes back with his wife and steals her baby. And he can't remember her name, so he just calls her Butterfly.
It's
or at least
Japan.
that's my recollection. What?
It's Japan.
Oh, Japan.
And her name is
Oh,
Cho-Cho-San.
I know what her name is, but and I meant to say Japan. So I'm going to do a different song.
Well, there are a couple
Bang.
Okay, maybe I should pre-research before I start spouting.
No,
off.
that's great. That's good.
Is it great? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll like me about that.
No, I won't.
Very good.
I might.
She might, though.
He was an American soldier.